pull up a chair.
Innovators in any field are sometimes hated in their own time, and one man who knows all about that is T-Pain. Breaking out of Tallahassee with an unheard of auto-tune sound, it took no time before he had an undeniable presence in the game.
You know, back then, man, they called me Music Out There Jesus. You know what I'm saying? I was the music Jesus, man. You want to get saved, come to the church at T-Pain, and I'll slam you a hook on there, and I'll make sure you're good for at least 3 more years, and you'll be fine. You know what I'm saying?
Once seen as a man who was destroying music, T-Pain has survived everything from being universally despised by other artists, all the way through to bankruptcy, and lived to tell the tale.
Usher was my friend. He was like, nah, man, you really fucked up music for real singers. Literally at that point, I couldn't listen.
And while he may be seen as a success today, he's not afraid to let the public know about the pitfalls of the recording business and the many ways in which it's all an illusion that is kept shrouded from the public.
Everybody's your brother while they can use you. Everybody. Everybody is your brother while they can use you.
It's your boy Luis, and this is how T-Pain exposed the music industry. Initially brought into the industry as a member of the Florida's Nappy Heads crew, T-Pain, who had been toying with music production since he was at the tender age of 10, soon realized that he was going to get lost in the shuffle of an endless array of local MCs. Realizing that he wanted to be a singer instead of a rapper because everybody in Tallahassee was rapping, T-Pain's life forever altered its course the day that he heard one studio tool that he'd become the king of.
It was Jennifer Lopez. It was the Dark Tide remix of If You Had My Love, and I heard she used it for like 2 seconds. That's exactly what I want to sound like. And I went on like a 1.5-year search for it. I didn't know what it was called, and then I walked right up on it.
Wow.
That damn auto-tune.
Once it was heard on his debut single, I'm Sprung, the robotic vocals that he incorporated into his music became a staple of what was then the hip-hop and R&B landscape. However, there was a misconception that Pain used it as a crutch to make up for his lack of vocal talent, when in fact, he enlisted it as a stylistic element.
Y'all gotta understand, at this time,
into his music. Staple.
At this time, things like this mattered. Especially when we didn't know how to work CGI. They were explaining CGI. We'd never seen it. Someone tells you, listen, go like this. Open your hand, and I'm going to put smoke and flames coming out. I'm going to put a little T-Pain. You know what it is back then? And then in R&B songs, they would give you that. You know, everything was slow-mo. Everything was, instead of letting the camera guy do slow-mo, the people that didn't work with slow-mo or didn't understand it all the way, like, so what are you saying? I'm going to have it in slow-mo, okay? So then we do slow-mo. You'd have R&B guys acting like there's rain falling. I mean, you had some things going on that's like, you want to talk about cringeworthy? Y'all love to use that for the wrong time. Y'all want to talk about cringeworthy? Music videos from back then. The song? Great. Classics. The songs would get you through some times. But the music videos, that'd just give you laughs.
Was then the hip-hop and R&B landscape. However, there was a misconception that Pain used it as a crutch to make up for his lack of vocal talent, when in fact, he enlisted it as a stylistic element to his music, and would prove it years later when he finally unveiled his real voice in all its glory on The Masked Singer. But long before he was capable of proving that, T-Pain was the poster boy for a sound that received a potent mixture of love and hate from fans and other musicians alike. And without realizing it, this would be the first way that T-Pain would expose the fickle nature of the recording companies and consumers. Because once his style became trendy, everyone wanted a piece. While he was the first one to really place it at the forefront of his music, many people were skeptical if the sound on his debut album, Rapper Turned Singer, was essentially just a novelty. Think how most people see the squeak rap of 645 AR today.
Drive into the new year with renewed confidence at Monroe Auto Service and Tire
Hey, listen,
Centers.
I hope that sounds like that, because you got it fast forward and I got it fast forward.
With T-Pain still a newcomer in the game, someone else had to legitimize his patented sound. And looking back, he credited a rapper you wouldn't necessarily expect with making it acceptable. And in Pain's view, the sense of someone else having to take what he does and make it cool has been a recurring trend in his career.
Was there any resistance?
Oh, that's all it was. It was only resistance. Until somebody cool did that. Who made it cool? Snoop. Snoop did it, and it was totally fine. Everybody was like, you know, okay, I guess we can listen to it.
Isn't that funny, man? How like you look at something back, and like today, no one would believe that you went through resistance.
Yeah.
But at the time, I remember that it was nuts.
It's incredible. It's incredible. I just went through it again. I did a hook in 2014.
You would think like, oh, you were sweeping them charts.
In 2020,
everybody accepted
it had to be, or 2019 or 2020. She put the song out. Erica Banks, T-Pain. Not really anybody paid attention to it. Glorilla just found the same hook.
The one that I'm hearing right now?
The one that you're hearing right now. She just found it this year, and it's a smash. Same hook, same beat, Nothing different, just Glorilla instead of
happens,
Eric
bro.
Banks.
Yeah.
One's more popular.
We're big Glorilla fans.
So it's
Yeah,
incredible.
especially
It's-
Fair
Shaq,
enough,
right?
the auto-tune sound was widely adopted in the aftermath of
Somebody
Snoop's
called
sensual
him
seduction, and people
Shaq
were suddenly
O'Neal.
banging on T-Pain's door for assistance.
Shaquille
But if
O'Neal
you thought
or
this was a
Shaq?
fast track to love and appreciation from his fellow artists, then Teddy Boy was in for a rude awakening that would be a sign of the uphill battles he'd face much of his career. Following the success of his original trilogy of albums, Kanye West became infatuated with the auto-tune sound, and he quickly enlisted the help of its master to bring the sound to life. I co-signed his whole album. I just flew in last night from Hawaii, working. T-Pain told MTV on the set of Sierra's Go Girl video, his whole album is crazy, and is definitely a different kind of Kanye. As far as Love Lockdown goes, he did that whole thing himself. He just had me in mind. 808s is really all Kanye. I'm just here to keep it from sounding adult contemporary. But even though Kanye actively called upon T-Pain for help, that didn't mean he had to respect him. And as he recalled, Ye was dissing him during the recording process.
There was many times when I was working on 808s and Heartbreaks with him, he came up with this song for me, and it wasn't a good song. It was basically describing how whack my ideas was that I was coming up with, and he made everybody in the studio join in with him to sing the song like T-Pain shit is weak. Like it was real, like it was actually pretty lyrical. I actually thought he should have put that on.
Together now. You're not as good as you think you are. Like, bro, can you imagine a choir dissing you and you're here to help? Like, yeah, y'all flew me out to help you. Why is he? And you know, we don't. I love that we get comfortable acting like we know people. But we don't. But you know, he thought it was funny. That's the Ye being funny. Like, I'm joking with you, bro. You should find it funny that you're getting paid to be here with me, and you're not that good, but you are good. You bring something. It's a joke. Meanwhile, you're sitting there like, what do I do?
At some point, but it would have been a diss record, so I thought that was pretty fucked up. But I mean,
Hey, I'd have made 2 smash hits for him that night. The joke would have went sour real quick.
it was fun
I'm there for a reason, right?
until that song started happening.
Soon after,
Until
808s
that
and Heartbreak
song
would push
happened.
autotune to a level of mainstream popularity that it never had reached before. And as the sound exploded, demand for T-Pain's approach increased just as quickly. That surge translated into an overwhelming number of feature requests. While features can be
Slaps
beneficial,
after
T-Pain later explained that
slaps.
they also come with trade-offs. In an interview
a
with The
cat
Fader,
fight.
he broke down how collaborating often requires sacrificing parts of your own identity in order to fit someone else's record. As he put it, when I get on a song with somebody else, it's not the T-Pain that you would hear by myself. For him, features weren't about repeating the same formula, but about adapting to someone else's creative space. He then explained that this constant adjustment is what makes features challenging
kiss.
and why many artists struggle with them. When you get pigeonholed into a certain style, it lessens your ability to do features. He said, adding that artists who refuse to change or conform often find their opportunities limited. What separated T-Pain
My
was
bad,
his
Chad.
flexibility. I feel like the ability that I have to match an artist and really compliment the artist is a big part in me doing features, he explained, while noting that many artists remain stuck in their ways. That adaptability made him one of the most sought after collaborators in the industry. During his initial run, the demand was constant. His phone rang daily, with DJ Khaled being one of the most frequent callers. T-Pain recalled Khaled sending beats late at night and insisting on immediate turnarounds, sometimes asking for vocals to be recorded and returned the same night so the song could be released the next day. They say you make hay while the sun
Sheesh.
shines, and when T-Pain was in demand, he took every opportunity possible, working with everyone from his label boss Akon to Chris Brown, Jamie Foxx,
It's work,
Wise,
it's what we
Flowrider,
do.
Lil Wayne, The Lonely Island, and more. But that degree of request for his services had its problems that anyone in the industry would face if they were that hot at one point. For one thing, it led to some serious sacrifices in his personal life.
So then buy you a drink obviously took you to another atmosphere.
Yeah.
Now, what was the story behind that?
Man, I actually didn't want to
It's
do
a trick,
like,
nigga, buying a bunch of drinks for people.
You said you didn't want to do
I
it?
didn't want to do that song at all. It was the one song I needed on my album. Snap music
Really?
was popular at the time.
Yeah.
And my A&R was like, dude, you gotta do at least one Snap song. I was like, I'll do it, but I'm gonna do my version of it. And that was like the last song I recorded for the album, and that's what made them like, okay, we can put this out now. And I did not want to do that fucking song.
Well, why did you stop?
I had to.
Why?
Because it was taking over everything. My career was just my life.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to, my kids made 2 different people. Like, when they saw me on TV, they would call that person Other Daddy.
Oh.
Yeah, when I would get home,
Wow.
they wouldn't run to me and shit like that. It's like, I've been on the road for fucking 2 months. Like, you ain't seen me. And it was like, we saw you. You've been on the TV. We saw you.
But beyond that, he didn't acquire the money he should have because he didn't always charge for features, only to find out that his kindness wouldn't always be returned.
A lot of people don't know, most of those features I did back in 2008 and 9 and 10, I did all of them for free.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I did all.
Thanks to Restore, prime time is
T-Pain, you killing me, bro.
I didn't want to be bold.
Why? I mean, I get it, but why? Like, come on, bro. That's the oldest trick in the book. Like, you can be as solid as you are to people. You can give them loyalty to the point where you never even say it till 20 years later. Like, yeah, I actually did that for free. And they never return the favor. And it doesn't matter. That's just, it comes with the territory. Business is business. It got nothing to do with how much you like someone, how much you're respecting them, how much you're doing for them or they're doing for you. Just paperwork it. No, just get that out the way. The quicker we get that out the way, the more we can focus on what we're actually building together. Dang, T.
And all I wanted you to do was get back on my shit. That's it. I just wanted to even swap because I was going to charge you just as much as you charged me. So I did a lot of stuff for free and then, nothing was reciprocated. You know what I'm saying? But even if I got somebody to even try to be on the song, they would come back and charge. And I'm like, well, remember the...
Although this financial exploitation would have been a bitter pill to swallow, it was far from the only issue that T-Pain was facing, because with his auto-tuned voice being heard from every club, it seemed like he would inevitably reach a point of oversaturation where audiences just said that it was enough. Until then, he was going to keep riding high.
Nobody runs out of money, apparently, so what the fuck do I need to check in for? It's just gotta keep going up and up.
Okay.
Like,
crazy.
So the peak for you would have been 2007 when you were on 3 like bona fide #1 hits.
Absolutely.
One of
Back
which
to
is a
back to
diamond
back.
platinum.
Yes.
10 million sales.
Absolutely.
That's the Flow Rida Low song.
Million
And so
sales.
you're on top of the world.
On top of the world.
And it's never gonna stop.
yeah, like why the fuck would I check it?
Right.
Yeah.
It's not rude to check. You know?
rude to
He's not waking up, looking at his B of A
Not
with his
gonna
coffee in the
disrespect
morning.
my
Like,
account. How
But
much are
as
we
it
at?
turned out, the problems that really spelled T-Pain's
him
initial
alone.
downfall didn't
He's
come from
sleeping.
fans getting tired of his sound. They came from other artists beginning to push back against him in a way that completely shook his confidence and sent him into a dark spiral. And when your entire life starts becoming public property, that's when things get dangerous.
Here we
Not just
go.
for your career, but for your real life. Because once your name
Did you think we didn't see that was coming? Oh, wait, I'm wrong. I'm tripping. You're not doing a commercial.
seasoned for scammers, stalkers,
No,
fake
you
accounts,
are.
data. It's about protecting your can't harm you. Professional, enhanced, incognito. That's incognito / and make it harder for anybody to get to the stage at Summer Jam. I want to thank Incogni for sponsoring today's video. But now let's get back into it. When Jay-Z took to the stage at Summer Jam in 2009, T-Pain informed Hov that he was excited to see his performance and made way through the backstage area to watch the performance firsthand. But what he didn't know was that on that famed Hot 97 stage, where Jay originally launched his war against Nas and Mobb Deep with Takeover, he had a new target, T-Pain's signature sound. In a track called DOA, which is the death of autotune, Jay both shouts out T-Pain and decries his effect on music, telling other artists that they're T-Paining too much. And despite whatever his intentions were, Teddy now reflects on it as though it were a low point for his career, with Jay officially declaring what he did no longer cool.
When I first heard the song, I didn't even pay attention to him saying that. I didn't even know he said my name in the song. I was just so shocked, like, what the fuck, man? But you know, once I sat down to listen to it, I was like, oh, he's talking about rappers. Okay, I get that.
And as it turned out, the song actually helped T-Pain to make a decision that he was already taking steps towards, and that was to fall back, before what he did became a curse upon the airwaves.
Did it affect you in any way? Did you see any slowdown at that
It
point?
affected the shit out of me.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Yeah. But
You
no,
helped it.
and the
You
crazy
slowed
thing
down.
was I was on so much music at that point, we was already planning on fucking like stopping. I was gonna disappear for a while. So it was already in place for me to do that, but at the same time when that song happened, it happened like 2 months before we were planning to do it, and it just seemed like I disappeared because of the song.
At the time, this was a very public issue between hip-hop's so-called old guard
Bingo.
and a new generation that was redrawing the boundaries of what it meant to rap or sing. And while he didn't necessarily appreciate it, there is a sense that he saw what Jay was trying to do. However, the backbiting within the industry can take an immense toll on an artist's well-being, and while he took Jay's critiques
What, you
in
got
his
another
stride,
app
the
for
same
us?
couldn't be said when a comment from a fellow star finally brought him down. This was his infamous confrontation on a plane with Usher. After asking the flight attendant to connect them, Pain was blindsided by what his fellow hitmaker had to say.
So I got up and went back, and he was like, how's everything going? Quick small talk, no big deal. And he was like, man, I want to tell you something, man. He was like, man, you kind of fucked up music. I don't even think I realized this for a long time. That's the very moment that started like a 4-year depression for me.
And from there, he struggled with it for years.
Now, cars, from the moment you come out that...
I had someone who I truly had nothing but love for say something that scarred me. And it's so crazy because like before I had to battle that for years, to me I just thought, yeah, words are powerful. I can't deny that. With the mouth you speak life or death. The Bible says that. That's not just me because it sounds good. That's the Bible. So it's undeniable words matter. But at the same time, I thought, as long as I don't speak certain things about me or on me, other people's words don't matter as much. And I was wrong. Something was said to me that I had to battle. Like, man, I'm not accepting that. I'm not okay with that. So yeah, I get it. Especially he's looking at Usher. He loves him. Especially when it's someone you have any good rapport with. Any rapport. Like, yo, I love you. Or I got love for you. But at the same time, that's why I say things like get out the comment section and things like that, because just like health-wise, what are you feeding yourself? The story I'm telling myself. Not the story people try to tell me. Not the story people try to write for me. Not even the story people try to rewrite for me. The story I'm telling myself is what I'm responsible for, and I got to answer to that. The mentality I hold or I carry is the story is what I have to answer to, with the story I'm telling myself and writing for myself and believing myself or believing about me. And I understand what he's saying, but in the same way, I've had people who tell me great things about me and highlight things I might overlook and believe in me and push me and motivate me and encourage me and do nothing but uplift me. Why we tend to always focus on that one negative thing, or the one because we looked up to them maybe, or the one that hit home was the one that, why we tend to do that, I don't know. Excuse me. But instead of looking at that and going, I hate that person, or looking at that and going, I don't forgive that person, do the opposite. Do the hard thing. Forgive that person. Love that person. Move on from that. You don't need to throw it in their face. You don't need to say, one time you did this, or me and you need closure. No, we don't. I got closure. Because I didn't believe that. I didn't accept that. And you taught me something. You taught me to be careful of my words, because they have so much power. When I'm talking about other people and things they believe in, or dreams, or who they are, or I see someone believe something, or anything. I don't know, bro. You fill in the blank. Just be careful. Sometimes we think we're filling in blank space, or we're killing time. In the first mixtape I ever dropped, the intro is about it's from Pulp Fiction. It's called In Good Company. I'm not trying to plug it. It's from Pulp Fiction. It's In Good Company. And it was the conversation Jules has with, the young lady about why do people feel the need to just talk, just to fill in blank space. And I get why people do it. Because, sometimes maybe you're around a stranger and you're just trying to be nice. You feel like if I don't talk, it seems like I'm not interested. But it's much deeper than just that. It's just about, sometimes we will say things, bro, that we didn't fully think about. We just were filling in empty space in conversation or in a moment. But if you're not careful what you say, bro, that can live with someone. So what for you, what was just a conversation filler can be for someone else the next 8 years of war or battling or overcoming. We got to be careful what we say, bro. We just do. It's one of those responsibilities we don't ask for, but we're given it.
Lot that should depreciate damn near 40%. So I saw that car. I said, ooh, that's a pain. I don't know. He said, I'm shitting on these niggas. I said, yeah, you are. You shitting on me too, nigga. I gotta give it to you. But nigga, he was shitting on everybody.
But a more troubling aspect of this is that it not only sent T-Pain down a road towards self-doubt, but spoke to how he'd continually be discredited and disregarded in spite of the strides forward he took. After Jay declared the death of Auto-Tune, T-Pain took the hiatus that he discussed, but where his previous 2 albums debuted within the top 10.
I haven't been to the grocery store in months because this delivery service offers hundreds of high-quality, non-GMO groceries and recipes.
And his singles or features regularly bagged the top spots. 2011's...
What the freak does that have to do with... Oh, I haven't been to grocery shopping in so long because this store over here sells good coffee. What does that have to do with anything? Literally, what does that have to do with anything? My favorite cookies are at the store I go to all the time, but because this place sells healthy products, I just said, I'll do without milk and good products.
Over peaked at number 28. And as for hit tracks, he hasn't appeared in the top 10 on the charts since 2010. And as he tried to hold on to the limelight, his trademark look descended into self-parody. With that, he was no longer seen as the wizard he once was. And soon, the downsides of fame had time to seep in.
I saw you on Deezus and Mero saying that big ass chain you had back in the day.
Yay!
That was you regret that purchase.
Oh, for sure.
Of course, bro.
Yeah.
And where money was
Who
once
wouldn't?
no object, his spending got out of control around the time that the big checks gradually stopped.
How much was that Bugatti?
1.2.
Hey, I'm not trying to throw no shade towards Pain at all, but someone had to be robbing someone if that big chain was only 400,000. And I know, chat, 400,000 only, right? But there's just no way. Something's up. Something's up there. You get a chain that big with what? Was that not VVS's? Is that something that I don't know about? Only 400,000? There's rappers that go all VVS's and artists out here that have definitely smaller chains. Nice size, but definitely smaller. And they're not even as as VVS'd up.
And you spent $1.2 million.
Yeah.
And got rid of it a week later.
Not a week later. I had it for about 5 months.
And why'd you get rid of it? They said you needed brakes or something.
I
You
broke
tight?
it. I put a hole in the radiator.
His convict label boss Akon saw this
Oh,
firsthand,
it was
recalling that he
hanging. It
basically
was
bankrupt himself
it
in
was
the pursuit
swinging
of
and it
trying
hit
to
the
keep
radiator.
Because
I
Pain
think
had
that's
got to
what
a
he
certain
means.
level
You
of
put a
experience
hole in the
with
radiator.
Right. So we would have real conversations. I'd be like, yeah, Pain, I
don't
don't
know
think
what
you
he
need to buy
means.
that car. But I noticed that every time I bought a car, Pain would come and try to outdo it. Then he pulled up on me in a Bugatti. I said, nigga. At that time, the car was like 1.7 million.
At that time,
These struggles in
especially.
themselves
I
spoke
mean,
to
it's
the hazardous
still,
nature of the music industry's
course.
success. Because once it begins to slip through your fingers, there's no telling how far you can fall. Thankfully for T-Pain, it never reached the extremes that others endured. But that doesn't mean he hasn't been extensively humbled over the years once projects like Oblivion started peaking at number 155 on the charts. At some stages, even attempted collaborations were destroyed by T-Pain's influence and track record being taken for granted. Just look at how Travis Scott and his crew treated him long after he should have been given his respect.
Started going into how I do production and I'm just like, you know what, because blah, blah, blah. And the whole time I'm looking at my computer and doing shit. I'm like, because, when I do this type of shit right here, blah, 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 and I do this, and he's back here with his homeboys. So I don't know what they're doing back there. And I'm just moving my mouse around on my computer and then I turn around and I'm like, everybody in the room dead sleep. Knocked the fuck out. Travis is somehow also asleep, standing up. Don't know how. Don't know what the fuck happened. Bro, I was...
Oh, you know how. You, my friend, know all too well how. Chat, I know y'all didn't probably even notice, but it did freeze. Oh, it's still frozen. I don't know why we do that. That's like one of the stains of hip hop. Like, if we gotta wear anything, we gotta wear that. Why we treat our OGs or the ones that even come, it don't even be OGs. It just be the one that came before us. Can you imagine that? I mean, let me think. In high school, in a way, in a sense, the higher ups, the ones that came before, the seniors, would kind of treat the juniors, sophomores, a little bit more like fresh meat, so to speak. But we ain't in school no more. We're all grown. And why we tend to look at the ones that came before us and go, with little respect, I don't understand it.
Talking for like 3 or 4 minutes.
Over time, the scale of the public's disinterest in hearing his trademark sound truly came into focus when a massive one-up tour had been canceled due to poor ticket sales. And in a sign of the trademark honesty that he's become known for, T-Pain broached the subject head-on via Instagram in October of 2019. And where other people have been accused of falsifying personal reasons and other half-baked excuses, Pain refused to deceive the audience.
I'm gonna take it upon myself to cancel the one-up DLC tour because it just would have been a bad look for me and it wouldn't have been entertaining for y'all. So now let me tell you, I was advised to lie about this and say that I needed some time.
He's a real one.
Alone time or me time and some shit like that, or I needed time to spend with my family or some medical attention or something like that. Just don't make it look like we fucked up. We fucked up.
Right.
We like that. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all, man. That's not.
That's it.
I know, and most artists lie. Whenever.
Oh, for sure.
Concerts get canceled or tours get canceled, it's for low ticket sales. It ain't really about
anything
the
else.
fuck reason they say it. I think that's wrong. That's fucked up.
Where most rappers would see this as a clear loss of face and potentially damaging to their reputation, people appreciated the realness that T-Pain was providing. Because let's face it, that can often be in short supply in the rap and R&B realms where...
Did you know some drivers have saved up to $700 a year simply by switching their auto insurance? Most people just keep...
where everything is an illusion. The dude is very honest and sincere. He practically puts all the blame on himself. That takes a lot of humility. I can respect that and I hope the best for him going forward. Watching this humble ass apology to his fans, I'm team T-Pain. By being raw and honest, T-Pain suddenly regained an audience who appreciated the willingness to cut through the facade and tell the truth about what's
How can you not?
And not only that, this led to a re-evaluation of his true place in the industry. Since he re-entered the public's good graces, T-Pain has learned that there's money to be made in sharing his opinions far and wide. And with the rise of the online landscape that we exist in today, he found the perfect avenue in streaming. Here, he found a permanent outlet to divulge his views in the world of hip-hop. And
bro, how many times you gonna go to the left, you're gonna go to the right?
He sure has a lot to say. Back in the day, he had the likes of Jay discrediting what he had to offer to the sound. Now, he's actively complaining about how everything he was hearing today was identical, prompting even those who weren't all that fond of his music
That's a fact.
themselves agreeing with him.
Just, god damn it! Dudes of different music! We have all the shit that you're doing. We already have it. Lil Uzi Vert is already doing it. Lil Baby is already doing it. Dumb Baby is already doing it. It's literally two niggas with Baby in their names that's already doing all the music you want. Stop sending me this bullshit! And then get mad when I fucking don't like it. Jesus, goddamn tap dancing Christ!
I may not be a fan of T-Pain, but he's
tap dancing.
Most rappers and other mainstream artists sound the same.
Christ.
He by no means stopped there. Considering the attention these clips got,
what do you mean by that?
In his best interest to be a voice of authority when it came to exposing the secrets of the game, even if sometimes he doesn't always tell people what they want to hear. For one thing, he's pushed back on the whole slave contract idea that a lot of artists repeat, explaining that while labels do take advantage of young artists who are eager to sign, those artists still make the choice to give up long-term rights for quick money.
When everybody said, oh, my record label's controlling me and I can't get out of this deal and y'all need to let me go, bro, the record label's sitting back like, we're controlling you because we gave you $10 million. And you think you're going, wait a minute.
You owe us.
Whatever you want to do with our money? And then you think you're about to get out of your deal scot-free without paying us back our money? You didn't do anything. Your shit flopped. The $10 million we gave you was for you to make a dope project that wasn't gonna flop. You already broke your fucking contract. So now you think we're gonna let you go away and just get out of this deal while still owing us money? No.
For T-Pain, dispensing this kind of knowledge is as easy to him as a rapper who will make a deeply capped claim. As where others keep the myths and pretense, he's happy to lift the lid on things like surprise albums.
When it seems like people just drop music.
Yeah, talk
like,
about it. I want to know.
Somebody will tweet something.
Tell me about it.
Says, Album Friday.
Album on the way.
Everything goes into a frenzy. Like, wait,
okay, what happened?
What the fuck? We're not ready for this. You got an album coming out Friday? What's going on?
What's that mean?
It's not the labels. It's the PR company. It's the fucking people I had my fucking meeting with today.
Okay.
It's the people that's trying to do that for me. It's the people. It's the PR companies. Public relations. Now,
why?
These people need to see how well your relationship is with the public in order to know how they're going to react to something like that. So when somebody says Album Friday, first of all, they've been working on that fucking album
for a long time.
So
yeah.
it's not like, oh, I just recorded these songs in the last 2 weeks and I'm just.
We know that.
Some songs take like 2 years to come out.
Probably.
Oh yeah, for sure.
From there, he divulged information on how the
wait, finish your thought.
And even proceeded to disclose some things that are counted towards sales figures that you'd never anticipate.
YouTube ads. You know the things on YouTube when you can skip them after 5 seconds.
Yeah.
You can buy those, and anytime one of those, like it can advertise your album. It can advertise your album, right? But anytime one of those reaches 5 seconds, it counts as a stream.
For sure.
So if I wanted to promote my album on YouTube, and it turns out to be one of them ads that you can watch it for 5 seconds, and then you can skip it if you want to, or you can watch the whole thing.
But it counted.
Skip it, I still got my 5 seconds, and that counts as a stream. So it's a bitch.
In fact, he divulged so much information that he had people concerned for his well-being, as though he were a real whistleblower. I say this before and I'm gonna say this again. Protect and pray for T-Pain at all costs. The big-time players in the industry don't want their secrets out. As he established his platform and the views rolled in, Pain revealed that streaming was more lucrative than music ever was.
I'm making more money off of video games than I've made since I have 4 years.
Wow.
Just playing them.
Wait, you're making money playing video games. So that's playing them on Twitch.
Yeah. Shout out to you, T. You figured it out, bro. That's it. What works for you. But you gotta give us some music sometime soon.
The most gangster you know will take a picture, send it to the PR company. The PR company will take out their stars and wrinkles and bulls, send it back to them and say, hey, here's what you say. Say Album Friday. It's so stupid. How can you call yourself a real and a gangster and you got, oh my God, I'm tired. But I'm fake for telling the truth. That's the craziest thing in the world to me.
And while much of his criticism of the culture is very broad, there are other instances where he gets very specific about what artists should do, or even those who he feels have wronged him. Recently, he advised Drake to depart from the industry, catching flack from Drizzy's entourage in the process.
The one thing I learned from Drake, and here's the crazy thing, one thing I learned from Drake, but one thing he hasn't followed his own words. Drake said, I want to be one of them people that gracefully bow out and not get kicked out. I have ever since said, thank y'all, appreciate y'all, I'll see y'all when I drop. Don't worry about it. I'll just drop something. Let me know if you heard it. Drake is like, no, listen. Okay, I got another one. Oh, check this out. Check this out. Y'all didn't like that one? Okay, real quick. Just one more. Let me try one more. And then he's the person that he said, he didn't want to be. And
you can't expect everybody to say, I'm going to do it your way.
I was like, you know what?
And while most people tend to agree with him, this was one instance where people felt it was maybe a byproduct of sour grapes of Drake existing in the same space he did, yet more successfully.
T-Pain, with this story being said, you can see why he might have some resentment for Drake. But I just wish that T-Pain would just say it like, yo, bro, I don't really rock with dude. He was supposed to give me these records. It didn't go the way I wanted it to go.
But if there's any one issue in the culture that T-Pain is really amped about, it's the lack of real, tangible loyalty in the game. Because while he did plenty for people, he felt that it wasn't returned by people he thought
Plenty?
were his friend, most notably DJ Khaled.
What have you learned about this business in 20 years? No. Day 1, month 3, month 6, forever. These 4 milestones represent.
Nobody is your brother. Nobody.
Come on, Pain. Don't do that.
Nobody.
Why is their head cut off?
Brother, I've had DJ Khaled. Everybody done told me I'm your brother. Do not believe that shit. Everybody's your brother while they can use you. Everybody is your brother.
That's a given. That's how people are.
That is the quickest and the most consistent thing that I've learned through this whole thing.
Despite everything he had to suffer and the hard road back to the respect he deserved, T-Pain ultimately got the payoff after selling his catalog to Harborview Equity. I'm excited for this next chapter and to partner with Harborview Equity as they help preserve the legacy of my music. The singer said in a statement caught by Variety. This catalog represents years of hard work, creativity,
is that
and
Cage?
unforgettable moments, and I'm grateful to see it continue to reach new heights. I don't plan on stopping anytime
Pull it up.
And long after he once seemed on the cusp of bankruptcy, Pain has enough to truly celebrate again.
What made you sell your catalog?
What made me sell my catalog?
Oh, he sold his catalog.
The amount of money that they gave me for my catalog.
Where's Shannon?
It took me 100 years to make that money. I calculated it, and I was like, why would I sell y'all this? Why would I say? And they was like, look, here's how much you're making per year off of this. We're gonna give you 100 years worth of money right here all at once. Okay. Why would you? Yeah.
No, they didn't.
Did you discuss it with wife? You're like, hey, check this out. This company came to me, this venture capitalist or this recording,
Yeah,
whatever.
I discussed it with my wife.
She said, why you ask me that question? You know damn well you supposed to have said yes on the spot.
Above the financial rewards that he's now reaping for sticking to his guns, what T-Pain can really take pride in is that after all of the difficult roads he's had to walk, his decisions have been validated. And as both a man who refused to sugarcoat things and an innovator that changed the game as we know it, there's simply nothing left to do but salute T-Pain for everything he's given to the music game that we love. He's a real one. As always, it's your boy Luesta, and I want to thank y'all for watching today's video. As always, I'll see y'all on the next one.
Nah, I'm not buying it. It's just no way. There's no way they literally did math in front of him and gave him numbers that said, listen, it'd take you 100 years to make this. That's what we're giving you. There's no way. I'm not buying it. He got the right to lie. He got the right to not tell me how much he makes or how much he made on a deal. That's his business. That's a man who is looking out for himself. He's going to say what makes people go, oh yeah, he is the man. I guess, I don't know. Because what does he gain from lying? Nothing really. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and just make something up just so I got a good argument. I don't know what he gets from lying. He doesn't own it no more. The music is theirs. What does he get from saying, hey guys, I made a lot of money? Nothing. I don't know why he's honest about everything else. I'm subscribing to him, bro. Like, I didn't know he was out here just telling the truth, not pretending, I thought he was just a gaming. Rapper turned gaming. I'm not going to sit there and watch gaming. I never really went out my way to see his stream. But yeah, I'm in. I'm sold. He's out here just being himself, telling the truth, giving us game. I'm with it. But him saying that they gave him, they put in front of him, here's the equation: 100 years, because you're making only 5,000 here, 4,000 here every month. This is what this would have added up to. We're gonna give you this in a lump sum. No way. There's no way. And if I'm wrong, then I'm foolish for thinking I know better than what the man is saying that has shown me a pattern of being honest. That's the pattern he's given me. He's honest. He's honest at his detriment. He's told stories on Drink Champs or on his show when he does the reacting to music thing. I watched that. He's told us, listen, I spilled a drink on Beyonce, bro. After Jay basically ignoring me about dissing me, and I'm holding drinks, and I got 2 drinks, and I spilled a drink on Beyonce, bro. Like, come on. That's a bad enough story that I probably would only share within my team. Like, yo, y'all remember when I spilled that drink on Beyonce? Oh, man. That's embarrassing. I don't care who you are. Call it starstruck. Call it what you want. It's a married woman. Nobody's looking at her and saying, oh, I want her. But it's the fact of the matter. That is Beyonce. That is Beyonce. And then you respect Hov, so you're like looking at him. He's looking at you. You're like, you just spilled a drink on my wife, bud. It's like, what do you do? The only thing you can do. My bad. But and get another drink. You need to buy like 2 aces of spade right then. Well, he gets that for free. It's like, what do you do to fix that? But yeah, chap. Maybe he did. Maybe he did. Cause if I'm gonna leave room for me to be right, I'm gonna leave room for me to be wrong. Maybe he got that much money. I just don't see how that's smart business wise. Somebody said something is going to happen. Someone is up to something with buying all of these. Future sold his catalog. I don't think Russ sold his catalog. Russ is the DIY pioneer, self proclaimed, and he is right. Drizzy hasn't sold his catalog. I'm trying to think of the guys that we think of, and when you go to the comment section, who's the names you'll see. Cole hasn't sold his catalog. Who are the guys that I kept seeing one day? It said Future. It was like a list of 4 people who recently sold their catalog. And by the way, I'm not disappointed in it. I mean, you got to do what's best for you and your family. But it does. I mean, we'd be foolish to not go. Why? Why are they buying up catalogs? It's interesting. All right, chat. Get out. Now you're aggravating me. Get out. Aggie. Remember Jet Aggie.